Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tiffani Beaston from Beauty and the Beastons, and I upload every single Tuesday and Sunday unless it's a holiday. So today we are doing my son's 8th birthday party prep. So he is obsessed with soccer, so we of course are doing a DIY soccer theme. So as you see, I ordered a new backdrop stand. I haven't used these for my parties in a while. I used it for my sister's engagement party, and the first time I had one was when my son, the one whose birthday this is for, Carter, when he turned 1, I got it as a Mother's Day gift with like some lighting and stuff like that so I could start doing his photographs myself, but that was completely mangled, so I went ahead and grabbed a new one on Amazon. It came with clips, it was affordable and perfect, and then the backdrop is from Pretty Little Parties or something like that. It's from Etsy. She's amazing. I always forget the name of it, but I'm going to have it linked in my description box below. And I believe if you use my code Beaston, you get 10% off. Again, all the proper details will be in the description box below. I will also have like all the party supplies, which I would say 90% of them are from Amazon. I'll have that linked below as well. But basically, this is 3 days before the party. I'm trying to do all of the tedious things as best as I can so that it doesn't take up too much time closer to the party when we can run into problems like I did in this video. The first cake I made just completely fell apart, so I had to wait till the next day and buy new cake mix and all that and bake another cake. So that's why we do things in advance, because we never know what could happen like the night before. So it was pretty late in the evening, and I just wanted to make myself a list of what needed to be done next. So maybe it was 4 days before the party that I started this, and now I'm going to bed and it's the next day. I'm working on Cricut items because I want to Cricut a card box for him, like you'll see soon. And also for the party favor this year, we did soccer bags and soccer water bottles and a soccer bracelet, and then the kids filled up their bags with candy after we hit the Pinata. So it was perfect for this age group, because I feel like at this point they're kind of over like the little chachi type toys, and they all loved this. I ordered like different World Cup player stickers from Amazon, and during the party they all decorated their cups, and it was a huge hit. Alright, so this is my first year making a card box, and this is, different for us, but we did make an Amazon wish list this year, which I thought was great. One of my friends did that and I copied. So we always use some type of electronic invitation to send out the party invites, and then usually on there's a list for a birthday wish list, and it was great because otherwise everybody texts me and was like, what is Carter into? What is Tanner into? What is Ella into? What is Everly into? So this was nice that they got to create their own little list. But Carter, being the age that he is, he's just obsessed with soccer and doesn't really like a ton of toys or anything like that. So a lot of people wound up just getting gift cards because his wish list was sold out immediately because he only put like 10 items on it. But anyway, I think people really appreciated the wish list because it just made their life easier. And then also when they reached out, when there was nothing left, knowing that he actually wanted an Amazon gift card made it easier, because I know some people don't like to give gift cards because they think it's like not thoughtful, but if that's literally what the child wants, it's a great idea, right? So anyway, Ella and I are washing all these water bottles because I knew that the kids would want to use them right away, which I was right, they did. So we're just going to wash these, and then we're going to go ahead and label them. So once everything is dried off, which by the way, this is the next day, it's nice to do things little by little so it's not incredibly overwhelming. We're going to go ahead and just label everything, and then I found some cute ribbon on Amazon. It was actually like on Amazon you can go under inspiration, and I looked in like the soccer inspiration, and I saw this idea come up. Somebody had made water bottle. So I was like, oh, that's such a great idea. And she also tied like ribbon around it. So I basically copied that and just made it our own. And again, it was a huge hit and it was perfect.
And I know you'll make mistakes. Get interference and lose your way. Find the light when it rains. Oh, this is all we got. Show me life, show me love. Make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love. Show me life, show me love. Make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love. This is all we got. Show me life, show me love. This is all we got. Show me love. This is all we got. Show me.
So here is the finished product, and yes, there was over 20 kids at his party this year. He wanted to combine family and friends like we did last year, and it was great. Everybody had such a fun time. If I could change anything, it would just be that it wasn't so windy, but we'll get to that later. So here's the first cake that I'm doing. I was just doing a gluten-free cake so that everybody could eat it, but this just completely collapsed, and I had to go ahead the next day and make a completely different cake.
We used to be friends. That was way back when you and I, we were a slow burn, baby. Oh, we were young, so tonight.
So this cake mold I grabbed from Amazon, and I thought like, wow, this is going to be like the easiest cake I've ever done. By the way, if you like this type of video, I have party preps for all of my children's birthdays, and it's on a list. My kids love to watch these. But anyway, I'm like, this will be like the easiest cake I ever made, and that was such a joke because it was so hard cooking a cake this large. Like how deep this pan is, I don't think you can really tell from the video. So I thought it was done the first time I attempted to make it, and I let it cool for 10 minutes and then went ahead and turned it over, and it was just like pudding dripping out of the center, but then like burnt on the outside, and that was a fail. And that was when I just did 350 degrees, and I did it for about 45 minutes. So then the following day, you'll see I had to go ahead and try again, and we actually wound up cooking it for like almost 80 minutes. I'm on 325 degrees, so I'm not going to tell you guys that's how to do it because I don't know your oven or how it's going to work. And then we also had to tent it by putting foil over top so that the outside didn't completely burn and the inside didn't, just continue to be mush. So you basically just put some toothpicks in it and tent the foil over top of it, so you're not like completely covering it tightly. You're doing it that way. So anyway, here's the base of my cakes. That stayed good. So I'm doing like grass on the bottom, like regular round cakes, and then the soccer ball on top. But it all wound up working out perfectly, so it is what it is. So next up, I am just making our buttercream frosting. It's just the recipe that's on the back of like every powdered sugar bag. It's basically powdered sugar, butter, and a little bit of heavy cream and vanilla extract. And it's just so much easier to decorate with. Every time I would try to decorate with like the regular icing that you buy at the store, was always such a huge fail. So some of you told me to make buttercream, and I started making it, and I love it. So I'm going to do some green for our grass, and then I'm going to make some black for our soccer ball. So here I'm making the green. I did a regular green mixed with the neon green to get the color that I wanted. Black was easy to make, but the hardest part was white, because when you're making buttercream, it's like a yellowish beigey color from the butter and then to the vanilla extract if you don't have clear vanilla. So I had to wind up adding some purple food coloring, which actually made it white. So I looked that up and it turned out okay. It's not like a bright white soccer ball, but it was good enough for us.
I would turn back time if I could. I would take it all back.
So since the cakes were regular cake, I am going to go ahead and do gluten-free chocolate. And plus I like to, if I'm doing a vanilla, I always want to have a chocolate too. So that's what I'm doing now, and I love the King Arthur brand.
You know nothing at all about what's going down. Oh, like a shipwreck, I caught the sails loose. You're lying next to me with heavy eyes, while I shiver inside with a heavy heart. I know what I've done, and time is running out for me.
I have a question. So when you guys make like cupcakes or cakes, do you let your kids lick the spoon? Growing up, that was like my favorite thing ever. I used to lick the bowl, lick the spoon, all of it. And now like my kids, I'm like, no, stop, please, there's raw egg. Like I'm like so afraid of everything. But when I think back to my childhood, we always licked the spoon. Alright, so I am letting my soccer cake cool, and then my other round cakes as well. And I always let them cool for 10 minutes in the pan and then take it out. The soccer cake I did even longer because it was still like so warm on the outside. But it was like a moment of truth. I had to take off the edges that were like crispy, but I was just so happy that it held together. And then I was worried that it was going to be dried out, but it was actually amazing.
Friday night, yeah, I'm going out to forget how he did me wrong. Triple crowns packed, but I'm alright. Gonna let myself let go. I didn't live up to his standards, but he didn't come close to mine. I was too much for him to handle. Yeah, right. I wasn't his kind of a woman. Didn't fit into his mold, but I don't need his approval.
Also, like I make my kids cakes all the time, and it's always like a process, but I'm always happy in the end with how they come out, and I'm learning every single time. I'm still not great. There's tons of amazing bakers and, you know, cake makers that you can watch on YouTube, so please don't take advice from me because I'm just winging it and praying.
My kind of a woman. Friday night, center of the crowd. I'm forgetting how he did me wrong. Shooting jack with my latest, but it was straight.
So I'm just trying to level out my soccer ball and freehand it. I know they make like things to be like legit, but I'm not legit. I'm not a legit baker yet. I'll get there one day. And you can kind of see the inside is kind of domed in slightly, but I'm just going to fill it up with some icing, and it's no big deal.
Didn't fit into his mold, but I don't need his approval, so he can't match his own. I'm blessed like that, 'cause I feel good in my skin. I don't need a man to tell me I'm the shit. Thank God that it's over, 'cause all I need to be is.
Also, I really need to work on my concentration face because I always look like I'm about to like curse somebody out, and I'm like watching my videos back. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, why do I look like I'm gonna kill somebody? But I'm really just like super hyper focused and trying not to mess up. So please excuse the RBF. At this point though, I'm starting to feel a little bit better about how the cake is coming together after being like really worried. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and use stencils that actually came with the soccer cake pan. And then I'm going to just like line it even more so that I can see better. And now we're gonna start with our black frosting and go from there.
Handle me, 'cause he's a loser.
Yeah. All right. Boom.
I wasn't his kind of a woman. Didn't fit into his mold, but I don't need his approval, so he can't match his Can't you stay a little longer? You got me going under. I'm a weak child. Love, you got me high like California. Your pink sky while it's hot all over. You're a dreamer. Please say don't go, babe. I won't behave. I'm raising hell with you tonight. It ain't over till it's over. Let's make it count and move things slower. Although my heart will be broken, let's go out with one big explosion. No, it ain't over till it's over. Let's make it count and move things slower. Hold on, don't make my heart break into pieces. Don't say you can't, I don't believe it. I'm a dreamer.
Okay, so I was happy with how that came out, and now I found another tip that kind of like reminded me of grass, so I'm just winging it. I have no idea like how to put it on, praying it sticks, but it worked out well. Again, it's not perfect, but it's made with lots and lots of love.
Raising hell with you tonight. It ain't over till it's over. Let's make it count and move things slower. Although my heart will be broken, let's go out with one big explosion. No, it ain't over till it's over. Let's make it count and move things slower. Oh, you and I, a final ride. Yeah, you and I, a final night of highs. A triple life, a final cry. 'Cause you and I used to be paradise. Used to be paradise. Used to be paradise. Used to be paradise.
So next I'm just adding some cake toppers from just like a affordable little cake topper kit that came from Amazon. It came with all of the stuff that you see here, besides the 8 candle.
Let's go out with one big explosion. No, it ain't over till it's over. Let's make it count and move things slower. Sunrise is 4 a.m.
Now that the cake's done, I can breathe a little bit. I'm using my leftover icing for the cupcakes and just giving 0 cares. I'm like, whatever, there's a cake topper going on it. It tastes delicious. Like, I'm not trying to look fancy with the cupcakes. I'm basically dead after making that cake, so just do this. And again, no one really cares. They're delicious and amazing.
Sunday in pouring rain, I felt kinda low, is it all in vain? Then you hit me up and everything just turned again. For 1 or 2, maybe 3 years I've been feeling up.
Now we're moving on to my second most stressful thing, which is always the balloon arch. Again, always winds up coming out great, but I just feel like you never know like what kind of balloons you're going to get when you buy one of these kits from Amazon, but this worked out nicely. I wish there was like a little bit more balloons, but again, it worked out really well, and you'll see it all come together. So first I just used the balloon pump to blow up all of the balloons, and then Carter wanted the colors mixed. I usually do like color block, but he wanted the colors mixed, so that's how we added them to our balloon tape. The balloon tape also came with the balloon arch, and I actually find it so much easier than hanging the backdrop on the wall. Like when it's on this little stand that I have it on, it takes 2 seconds to add the balloon arch to it. It's just stressful if it's outside and it's windy.
Got no doubt that you are lovely. Oh, you're so lovely. Lighting up my space, you do. Like a candle in the dark. Getting warmer every time I'm with you. Lighting up my space, you do. Like a candle in the dark. Getting warmer every time I'm with you. Always takes too long, yeah, too long. I ain't got all weekend. We had a good run, yeah, a good run, but the clock is ticking.
Now that that's done, I'm making our card box, and again, just really affordable from Amazon. Pretty much feels like a clothing box, like nothing special, but just a cute little touch, and then you can add whatever theme that you want to it. So that's what I'm doing here, and just again, you saw that I cricketed this little thing that says cards with the soccer ball, and just a nice little added touch.
I'm done with getting hate from love, you see, love, you see, love. Baby, can we kill these butterflies? They live and then they die, and that's the way I like it. I just wanna move on with my life. I've loved you for a while, and that's the way I like it. All these butterflies gotta go. I just gotta be on my own. I've been loving you for too long.
Now I'm back to balloons, just not the balloons that belong on the balloon arch. Just blowing all that stuff up. And then the day of, I usually do like a couple helium balloons, which lately I feel like the balloon time helium has not been good. Like it deflates so easily. So I'm probably going to stop doing it. And if anything, just start ordering my balloons from Party City, because I did see that I think if you spend over I want to say $30 or $40, they do free balloon delivery. So just going to pick up inflated balloons just was always a terrible pastime of mine. So the fact that they deliver it, I think I could get down with that. So we'll see in the future.
They live and then they die, and that's the way I like it. I just wanna move on with my life. I've loved you for a while, and that's the way I like it.
Next up, we are filling the pinata, and the boys are also going to taste test some of the chocolate along the way. But let me just tell you, if you can do as much as you can in advance, this was the first birthday party in so long that I was able to go to sleep at a normal time and be a human being the next day instead of going to bed at 3 a.m. So definitely want to do as much as possible in advance so that you don't have to, be a zombie at your kid's party.
I never got it, why'd you have to go? I guess this world's too slow for you. I think there's beauty in the gray, the cold, but you just want the gold. And there's no way.
It is the night before the birthday at this point, and Chris was like, do you have a centerpiece for these tables? And I was like, no. And then I was like, what do I have? So originally I had bought these smaller soccer balls for this basically a cake stand that I have, but the cake was too big to go on the cake stand. So I came up with getting these skewers for my kitchen. Yes, these are skewers you put on the grill. Stealing some of the flags from the banner and creating little flags like this, and using the soccer balls, and I already had these vases and just filled it up with some water and added some leftover ribbon that I had. So it was very thrown together, but also just came out cute and was a nice little added touch. And then finally I got these lanterns to hang under the umbrellas, which I love, but guys, you don't even understand. Randomly, last year for Carter's birthday party, we did like a water slide that we couldn't put water on because it was so cold in the middle of June. It was bizarre. And then this time it was like the windiest day of life. So I decorated the backyard. I went upstairs to get ready, and I came back out and half of my decorations were literally gone, nowhere to be found. So the wind took them away. I'm walking outside down the stairs and the umbrella flies up in the air. I like tackle it to the ground and quickly bring it back in. And Krista was picking up a pretzel tray at this point, and basically I was having a mental breakdown because all my decorations were, not there anymore. It was such a waste of time and money. But at least I got some videos of them before they flew away, and Carter got to see it too. And no one noticed but me. Morning of, I'm outside just cleaning off the grill because I'm basically going to use this as a gift table and to put like the water bottles on, and you'll see people in the background. They are setting up the blow up, which I'll show you at the end here. But yeah, just cleaning everything off. I'm going to get these tables set up as well as like our little party favors. I look into your eyes and see you fade away. But we're not the same. It's like we're on two sides of the Milky Way. Somehow we got used to the problems. Baby, we got used to falling. I'm tired of feeling blue when I lose myself to love. Yeah, I just wanna lose my breath. Yeah, I just wanna lose my breath. Yeah, I just wanna lose my. Again, I told you it was pretty windy, so you're gonna see me like taping this tablecloth down like 5 million different ways, and it worked out. It was good enough. You agree, this is not the way it is supposed to feel. Oh, and I can see there are different paths laid out for you and me. 'Cause baby, I'm a true believer, and I wanna stay true to my feelings. I'm tired of feeling blue when I lose myself to love. Yeah, I just wanna lose my breath. Yeah, I just wanna lose my breath. Yeah, I just wanna lose my. This is where you're gonna see me all over the place, just doing all the finishing little touches. I'm putting cups and stuff out, filling up the coolers, and just doing a bunch of random stuff to get ready for the party. Double checking my list, and you will see I finally got the iPad so I can electronically plan and all of that. So if you're like an electronic planner, you have to give me all the tips and tricks and apps that you like. So I'm like, okay, I need to set up the rest of the stuff now. That's why I love making lists. So anyway, just doing all of those finishing little touches right now. Next, we're hanging up Pin the Soccer Ball on the goal. So we didn't even wind up getting to do this. That's one thing I recommend with kids parties. I always like keep it moving because I know a lot of times parents want to get out of there and stuff like that. But basically everyone came, and then a half an hour later pizza was there, we were eating. After that they decorated their water bottles, and like in between they were on the water slide. And then we did cake, and he wanted to open up a couple presents, and then we did the pinata. So I try to keep everything moving fast, but it still goes by like really quickly, those 3 to 4 hours that our parties are. So finally just setting all this up outside, and I basically, when everybody got here, I had them take a picture, like all of his friends together, and then Chris and his brother wound up moving this inside for us because it kept tipping over even with like weights on it and everything. But I was happy that we got some outside pictures anyway. So here's just like a little overview of everything. I hope that you all enjoyed this video and that it inspired you or gave you some confidence to be able to throw your own kids' parties or even just make their cake or whatever. So I hope that you enjoyed this. I will see you on Sunday.
Whenever your heart is broken, don't ever forget you're golden. I will find a light in your soul, I'll be there. Never leaving you in the darkness, even when you're out of focus. I will be the light in your life, you'll see it clear. I'll be your inspiration, 'cause I know that you'll do just what you're told. I'll be your heart and temptation.